lenders, debt shops, bridge lenders, and other capital providers who will provide short-term financing before transitioning the sponsor to more traditional loan products. What is adaptive reuse of distressed real estate? Adaptive reuse of distressed real estate is when a sponsor repurposes a property for a higher and better use. A common example of such is the repurposing of big box retail stores to industrial use to be used for something like an Amazon fulfillment center. Another example might be repurposing a traditional multifamily property into student housing or an old warehouse into loft apartments. Too often, though, sponsors decide to take on an adaptive reuse when their original business plan for the property doesn't work out. When sponsors are forced to call for more capital, or change the play at the last minute, this can prove costly for investors. Adaptive reuse projects can prove to be lucrative, but only when the sponsor has a strong, well-thought-out business plan in place. Optimism alone is not a business strategy. How is distressed real estate during COVID different from during the global financial crisis of 2008? The economic downturn that we are experiencing during COVID is significantly different than the downturn we experienced in 2008 to 2010. The latter was a result of systemic problems with our lending institutions and banking infrastructure, which led to a collapse of the housing market. Today's crisis is different. Today, we are seeing the COVID-19 pandemic serve as a catalyst for trends that were already on the horizon. Example: office use was already on the decline as technology enabled more people to work remotely. Retail is similar, people were already starting to spend more money online than in brick-and-mortar locations. These trends were only exacerbated by COVID, bringing the plight of these sectors to light in new ways. Savvy investors will probably want to temper their investments in these product types for the foreseeable future. Other sectors will be more likely to bounce back, such as the hotel and resort industry. There may be a dip in corporate travel, but Americans are certainly going to return to travel, especially once a COVID vaccine has been developed. Conclusion: is investing in distressed real estate right for me? Distressed real estate can be a fabulous addition to investors' portfolios, but investors should be sure to do their due diligence before taking the plunge. Distressed assets can have myriad problems that need to be sorted through before the property can be stabilized. Depending on the nature of the problem, it can be expensive to turn a distressed property into a cash-flowing asset. This is why experience and relationships are so important. Rely on those who you trust when evaluating various opportunities.